Our day-to-day habits have such profound effects on our health, and our diet can be a really big part of that. For us vegans, there are a few things that we could do to make sure we're looking after ourselves well and getting all of the nutrients that we need. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today's video, we're going to cover 10 habits that can help vegans live healthily and thrive on a vegan diet. I hope some of these are helpful for you to incorporate into your lifestyle. The first habit is they eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. These plants are really special. They have a lot of micronutrients like vitamins and minerals. They have so much fiber, which is essential for our health. And also they have what's called phytochemicals. These are chemicals that are only found in plants that act like antioxidants in the body. And it's these molecules that give plants their very vibrant colors. We want to go for a range of different colors to make sure that we're getting the maximum benefit in all the different types of these phytochemicals. 5 portions is recommended at the very minimum. We can incorporate them in many different ways, including them as snacks, as sides, throwing them on our food as toppings, incorporating them into sweet and savory meals. We can get creative here. And they don't necessarily have to be fresh. For convenience and ease, we can also go for frozen varieties. They're just as great. The second habit is to choose whole grains. First, because they're not as refined, the nutrients in them have not been stripped. So they'll retain a lot more iron, zinc, magnesium. They'll also retain a lot more fiber. And fiber is essential for our gut health and also our metabolic health. And because these whole grains have not been as refined and they retain their structure and they retain a lot more fiber, what happens is when our body digests them and starts absorbing the sugars in them as glucose into our body, it does so at a much slower rate. So here you might have heard the term slow carbs. That's because they release glucose into our blood at a much slower and more steady rate. These sustained glucose levels can help reduce oxidative stress, reduce the risk of insulin resistance, reduce chronic inflammation, and over time can protect from chronic diseases. Some great examples are oats, whole grains, barley, whole wheat pasta, and brown rice. This of course doesn't mean never eating refined grains like white bread, white pasta. It means prioritizing as much as we can these whole grains more because they're really excellent for our health. The third habit is eating a variety of plant proteins. A really key one here for vegans is going to be legumes. Legumes include beans, lentils. What's really special about legumes is they contain an amino acid called lysine. Amino acids are protein building blocks. No, we can make some of them. Others are essential and we need to get them from food. Essential amino acids are available in plant foods, but in varying amounts. Those of us not used to eating legumes, it might be useful to start small and gradually increase how many servings we can have in a day. Habit 4 is to opt for healthy fats. Fats are fantastic for health and they bring in so much flavor to food. Fats from nuts, nut butters, and seeds contain heart-healthy fats and also those special phytochemicals. Especially for vegans, there are certain types of fats that can help us get our essential omega-3s. The type of omega-3 that we'll get from plants is ALA. There are a few different options and ways that we can get omega-3s, and it's a good idea to try and incorporate at least one of these per day. We can convert ALA into EPA and DHA, the longer chain omega-3s, and these are really important for heart health and neurological health as well. But the efficiency of this conversion can really vary between people. Habit 5 is to choose calcium-rich foods. Calcium is really important for our bone health. No dairy does contain it and is a good source of it. We can get it without dairy foods using plant foods and also fortified foods. Green leafy vegetables from the cruciferous family contains calcium that is particularly well absorbed. These tend to be low in oxalate, which binds up calcium and prevents our body from actually absorbing it. Calcium set tofu is another great option. And when we go for plant milks, we can ensure the ones we pick up are fortified. If you do drink fruit juice, it's worth going for a fortified version. Habit 6 is to prioritize iron. Iron is so important to make sure that our red blood cells are healthy and they're able to carry oxygen around our body. Iron in food can come in different forms. In plant foods, it's non-heme iron. Generally, iron in plants is less well absorbed because of phytic acid. There are a few things that we can do to increase that absorption. The first thing is we want to make sure that we're actually eating great sources of iron. Here are great examples. Things like beans, legumes, nuts, seeds, green leafy vegetables, and also dried fruit and fortified breakfast cereals. To maximize the absorption of iron in these foods, we can pair them with vitamin C. Vitamin C will counteract the effects of phytic acid, and also it'll convert iron into a more absorbable form. The other thing that we can do to maximize absorption is to avoid having tea and coffee with meals or too close to meals. Tannins and polyphenols in these can block the absorption of iron. The 7th habit is to take appropriate supplements. It is essential that vegans are getting a reliable source of B12, and there are 2 options here: fortified foods or supplementation. And if you're unsure that you're getting enough from fortified foods, maybe a good idea to ensure that you're covered and take a supplement. A couple other nutrients to be aware of. Vitamin D, particularly for those of us not getting enough exposure to sunlight. Supplementation is actually recommended to everyone in the UK in the fall and winter months. Another one is iodine, which is really important for thyroid function. Those not getting iodized salt may benefit from considering a daily supplement. For those who are unsure where to begin with supplements, the Vegan Society's supplement has been designed especially for vegans and covers all the bases. We've talked so much about food and what to pay attention to, but also it's really important to remember that they don't over-fixate on food. Food is really important for our biological health, of course, but it's also a lot more than that. It's culture, it's taste, it's celebration, it brings people together. We need room for play foods and fun foods and flexibility. One single food or one single meal is not what's going to make the difference to our health. It's the general overall pattern of our diet, and there's room for all foods in a healthy diet. Habit 9 is they move. Moving and exercising is so important. Whether it's through intentional exercise or just being active in your day-to-day life, exercise can reduce the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and many chronic diseases. And day-to-day, it can improve mood and our focus and mental functioning. It can also keep our bones strong and our joints healthy, and this is particularly important for vegans. Here, it's about finding activities that we enjoy, because then we're much more likely to actually show up. And habit 10 is they sleep and they rest. They get the hours of sleep that they need, which is 7 to 9 hours for adults. Sleep is really essential for our mental and physical well-being. It is essential for metabolic health, can protect from heart disease and diabetes, and it can even affect our diet and the foods that we crave. So there you have it, my friends, 10 habits of healthy vegans. I hope that you found something useful for your lifestyle. If you like this video, give it a like, and for more content like this, you may want to check out this playlist that's all about vegan living. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself this week, and I'll see you next week with another video.